Go. Welcome to the Pokemon Squad. My name's John, and we're shining the light of Christ one ride at a time. And today we've got a special video brought to us by Mictuning, and they sent us over this awesome product. They're brand new K6 light pods. These things are going to be awesome, and they're going to light up the road. Kind of like KC lights is really what they look like to me, but you know, not nearly as expensive and just as good, if not better. And so these have a floodlight. They have blinkers put into them, and I'm going to show you what they look like. We're going to go inside and do an unboxing, and then of course slap them on our machine and show you what they look like. So I've got the Uforce 800 XL here. My goal is to perhaps use these as reverse lights. I don't have blinkers on here yet, but I intend to. So I'm going to try to put like a bracket here and have these lights there and have some wicked reverse lights. But we'll see. I may put them on my truck because these things look so good. But let's go inside, do an unboxing, and then we'll get the install process started. So stay tuned. All right, so we are back inside. I want to unbox this inside because it is hot in Texas. So these are the new K6 light pods from Mictuning. They've been in the game for a long time. I've used their products forever, and now I've got the opportunity to work with them. I'm so excited about it. These come in two different flavors, in an amber lighting setup, and then in the one we have here with the white main light. So we've got a white main light. We have the driver or the daytime running lights, and then we actually have the turn signal here. So let's open this up and see what is inside. I'm super excited about this. Let's check it out, what we've got. I'll try to get you looking at it best I can. All right, so we've got here, I guess, our instruction manual. Let's see what all's in here. Okay, it just gives you the lowdown on all that. You may need to know some of that. I might need to know some of this in a minute. And so we've got that. We've got stickers. Man, I'm telling you, I like getting stickers. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all the stickers I have, but I love getting them. Thank you, Mictuning, for that. So now we have the star of our show here, our lights. Let's start with our wiring harness. This thing feels super sturdy and strong. No doubt that this thing is going to be awesome for us. Now here we have the lights. Good night. This thing is heavy. It feels like it's 2 or 3 pounds. This is the light compared to my hand. So I don't have huge hands, but it's at least the size of a regular palm. No doubt about it. You can see this thing it's all metal too. Maybe you can hear that. Gosh, this thing is sturdy. I think you could drop this thing off a cliff and you'd be all right. So let's go ahead and get our peel going. I think these come with like a little protective cover. Let's see if we can just kind of pop that off, and there we go. Look at that. That looks fancy. I've always gotten some cheap cube lights and stuff, but these things are next level. Super nice, heavy duty. Got your quick disconnect here. Love that. Looks like the other one, exactly the same. We've got 4 hookups in there. So I would imagine that 2 of these are just going to be just straight power, and then the other 2 would be for your blinkers. So this looks like our blinker wires. So if I'm not mistaken, we'll just hook our light, K6 lights up to this. Click that in. I'm not going to do it yet. And then this, I would imagine, will go to our wiring harness. And then you would just tap into your blinkers using this. Now, I don't have blinkers on my ride, but we will test the blinkers out in a minute. We can do that, and I'll show it to you. So we'll be right back. Let's see how bright these things are just in this room. I'm afraid I'm going to blind myself. And then we'll take these things outside and hook them up to our ride and see what they look like. Man, these things are cool. And I broke it. Nope, it's tough. All right, so I've got this just kind of temporarily set up. We've got our light hooked into our little converter piece, and that goes into our wiring harness here. There's a relay inside, and I've also got an on and off button. I've just got this connected to a positive and negative. So that can kind of give you just a little bit of what the wiring would look like. Hook this up to your positive and negative, either on your battery or whatever your power source is. And you'll want to make sure you route this somewhere where you can get to it. All right, so first thing I want to show you is this right here. And so I thought this was a positive and negative. It's not. This is for your turn signal. It's already grounded in the harness, so you don't have to worry about that. This is for your daytime running light. So let me show you what that looks like. Both of these would be hooked up to a positive. So this would be the blinker. I'm just tapping it through there, kind of simulate what a blinker would look like. Really cool. I'll show you, this is what the daytime driving lights would look like. You can hook these up if you want or not. And then let's see if you have the driving lights hooked up, will the amber override it? And it does. And so it doesn't blink on its own. I'm just tapping it. If you have this hooked up to your blinker light, it would do that itself. And so now the question is, how bright is this thing? Let's just look and see. Oh my gosh, it's bright. I know it's probably hard to tell on the camera. Oh gosh. Woo, that is bright. Okay, I cannot see anything. You don't want to be looking at these when they're coming down the road. You want to turn these off if you got these on the front of your vehicle and somebody's coming, or you will blind them. That thing is ridiculously bright. Let me just kind of turn it around here. Let's light up the wall and see. Oh man, I knew it was going to be bright. I wasn't ready for that. Oh man, it just turns this wall and just, you can't even look at the wall. It's so bright. All right, I'm going to do something. I'm going to turn the lights off in here. I wonder how far can this move. That's about as far as it can go. We'll see. All right, it's pitch black in here. See if I can find the button. All right, it turned it into daylight in here. I'm afraid to leave it on my wood background too long so it doesn't cook. These things are bright. Of course, I'll give you an outside test, but I just want you to know what's going on. Now, I will say this. I tested it before I showed it to you. Kind of hold this off to the side where it's not pointing the camera. If these were on and you wanted to do the blinker, you could see it, but in reality, nobody is going to be able to look at your direction to even see if that's on. And so if you've got these hooked up to the blinker and for some reason you want this light to be on and that blinker on, you're not going to get the blinker. So let's, I don't know if I'll be able to do it because I can't see. Okay, I'm just in the general direction of the, so that's kind of, if it was dark, the blinker is plenty bright if this was your blinker on the back. All right, let's turn the light on. All right, so I think we've established that these things are an absolute unit. Easy to hook up. You just need to run this to your little converter piece. This won't hook straight up to the harness, so you won't be able to mess that up. You'll hook that to the converter piece. You need a positive and a negative here. And you need to route your wire somewhere where you can get close to this. It's got a little double-sided backing on there as well. Of course, you can put this on here, and I actually think it might be a little see-through. Let's check that out. I'm kind of curious on that as well. Let's see. Oh, man. Okay, so that's pretty neat. It doesn't cover the sides, and so you won't have any light from the front But you do have light out the side. That's pretty sweet too. I'm sure there'd be a pretty good use for that if you only needed bi-directional lighting and not, forward-facing lighting. And it looks pretty sweet as well. Try to put the camera here. Let's see what the turn signal looks like if you had this on. I'm just trying to think of every scenario. So can you see that? Can't see it. We can turn this off. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you can't see it from the front, but it does shine out of the sides. And like I said, it's pitch black in here. You may not believe me, but I can't even see where to put that wire at. So these things are pretty sweet. I won't lie. They are heavy and hefty. They really feel like you're doing something with these. So let's go get these on our machine. Okay, so I've got some stuff set in the back of my side-by-side. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I got these brackets on Amazon, and they are supposed to mount on the front of your ride, kind of like something like that, which is not for this specific unit, but that's basically how it worked. And you could put like a light there. So if you wanted to do that with these lights, you could. Now I already have this, so I don't need those up front, but I do need some light in the back. And so my plan is to use this up here. Now this is the wrong side, so let's check out this side. I'm wanting to do probably something like this. And I know it was only one bolt hole, but I think it would be fine. We'll just tighten that thing up super tight. Worst case scenario, I could drill a little hole above that. And so I'm planning on putting my light right here. It should sit kind of right there in that area. And so for those holes on the Uforce 800 XL, they are an M8. So I went to the hardware store and got some M8 hardware. And so let's, mount one of these up and just see what it looks like. All right, so I've got this bracket. I've got my M8 screw or bolt. This is already pre-threaded on my machine. So I'm going to just kind of hand start it. That way I don't cross thread this thing. The only thing I'm worried about is that light, the K6 lights, they're so heavy duty that they really have some weight to them. And if I only have, one bolt in here, is that going to be enough to kind of hold it? Now, I think since I am kind of doing this at an angle like this, I could do them straight up. But then I got this. I'm just going to try that. Maybe, it won't be too bad. So I'm going to try to just hold this straight out like that and just get this started. All right, so I've got my light here. I've got my screw. I have got a lock washer and a washer on it. We're just going to feed it through that hole very carefully. There we go. We'll put it on our bracket and put our nut on the bottom and tighten it down. All right, let's just feed it through here. Put our wire on the other side. And we're just going to hand tighten it for now. I really just want to see what this is going to look like. All right, so there is a limit to the travel. So if I want these to point straight out, I will have to do my bracket like this. Not a big deal though. In fact, I may put a bolt right through here and face it right down like that. Now look, I've still got where I can adjust it like that, and I can go up and down a little bit. A lot of my adjustment will be in my bracket here. So that's looking pretty good. All right, so we've got one on there. I think that looks pretty sweet. I will take this off. And I only have it hand tightened. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And so let's go get the other side done. All right, so this is them on the machine. I think that looks pretty sweet. We'll get a little bit closer. Check these guys out. They look good. I end up putting another bolt on here. It's not attached to anything, but it's stopping this from drooping down. It cannot droop down because this catches right here on the frame. I do not believe we'll have any trouble with it, going up. But both of these are tight real good. There's no wiggle. Of course, you've got some side to side adjustability. One thing, if you put the lock washer on, you're only going to be able to point these down just a certain distance. You could probably clear that a little bit if you didn't use that washer there. It shouldn't be an issue for me, but if it is, I'll just take that off. And so I've cheated and I've just got my cords. What I'm going to do, I'm going to run them probably up along the inside of my frame here. If you look over there, I've already got some stuff I need to tighten up a little bit better. But I'll run it along the frame and I'll come down in here underneath my hood and I'll attach my positive and negative right here to my posts that I have under my hood. But, and that's really the hardest part, is just picking where you're going to run your wires to. So this is going to be daylight. What's this going to look like? And they are incredibly bright, even in the daylight. If I get you just right, I mean, it almost blinds the camera. You do not want to turn these on if somebody is riding behind you. I promise you're going to make them furious because these things are bright. They are incredibly bright. And so let's turn that off. Let's see. I'm going to hook up the daytime running light. So I only have one hooked up, but you can see that daytime running light even in the daytime. I can see that. The camera's not picking it up, but it's very bright. I kind of really like it, honestly. It's cool. You definitely, get somebody's attention with that. And of course, you can see the difference between the two. Let's go ahead and do our amber lighting. And there is our amber lighting. Very bright. I know it doesn't look that bright in the video, but in person, it will 100% catch your attention, especially since it kind of illuminates all of the inside of the light, even though it's just that X across. That's really cool. Honestly, wasn't sure about hooking the daytime running lights up, but they look cool enough that I may just leave those on. Definitely very nice. And so the only thing left to do now is, like I said, run my wires, at least on my machine. I've got a pretty clear path just to kind of go from here to there. And then I can run those along my roof line and into there. Now, where am I going to hook mine up? Well, I can do this on any machine, but on my Cfmoto Uforce 800 XL, you've got couple choices. You can take the cover off of the winch and you can tie it into that winch there. Or if you're like me, you have the bus bar. If you don't know how to install it, I have a video right there that you can go check out. It's like $40 and you can see that you got a pretty good spot to put what you want on there. Guys, I will be back once it's dark and show you what these bad boys look like. All right, it is completely installed. They look good. I know this doesn't look much different, but I did get all of this hooked in. So I actually had to change the wiring up a little bit. I didn't have enough length to get to the front of my machine. These are usually hooked up to the front of your machine. And so it had plenty of room if I had put it on the front. But since I put it on the back, I didn't have enough wire. So that's as far as I could get this to reach, which is not bad at all. I just cut the long parts of the wire off and put them on the power wire going to the front of the cab. So I didn't actually use any extra wire. I just used the wire and spliced it up into a different order, I guess you could say. But this thing is crazy bright. It's still kind of dim out here, but let's just see if you can tell when they come on. And I do have mine set to, oh yeah. So it's still pretty bright out here, but you can see when they're on. No doubt about it. These things are, I mean, crazy bright. You can't even look in this direction. It's wild. I think these brackets worked out really good too. I'll leave a link for them as well. That's not from Mictuning, but they work pretty good for my machine. May get a little black spray paint, hit it up. All right, it's pretty dark out here. The camera makes it look a little brighter than it is. But my cameraman's gonna go ahead and hit the go button and let's see what a difference it'll make. Oh yeah. You can definitely tell what's going on now. I'm gonna just, I know you're not gonna be able to see it. I'm just gonna move it up and down and you'll see that, see the beam? That's crazy. Kind of point it where you want. And then of course you can move it, off to the side too by rotating it. I mean, this is awesome. Let's see if it's actually gonna record. All right, go ahead. Oh, your headlights are still on. Now turn them on. Turn the.
It's going to go right.
Huh?
It's go right. Go right, left it already.
No. It's fine. Well.
Turn the whole thing off there. It's still going to be some light.
Oh.
I'm dead.
Is that you growling? I think it was you.
Yes, I'm growling.
All right, go ahead. All right, everybody. As you can tell, oh wait, you can't tell anything because it's pitch black and we're out in the middle of the woods by our creek. Go ahead, cameraman, and hit the lights for me. Oh yeah, look at that. It's daylight now. Guys, these things are so awesome. I mean, it turns it into daylight. You can see all my junk back here. Of course, if you turn off the lights for me, I don't think you'll see any of the junk. Nope, nothing. Guys, these things are great. I think this is great. So what are the pros and cons? Well, the pro, first of all, is this thing is ridiculously bright. I mean, it's crazy how bright these things are. The other pro to this is the construction. These things are, you could tell they're heavy duty. I mean, they feel like they're 3 or 4 pounds a piece. This does not feel cheap. I've got no doubt these things will stand up to whatever abuse you put them through. Another pro is the wiring is really good and it's high quality. But that leads me to my first and really only con is that the wiring wasn't long enough for my application. I think though, 9 times out of 10, if you're hooking this up to the front of your vehicle, there will not be any issues. And so that's really the only negative thing I have to say about these. These things are fantastic, and you really need to go out and get a set of these if you're looking to brighten up the night. Thank you, Mictuning, so much. Legendary part of the off-road community for years and years now. Thank you for partnering with us. And guys, go out, support them, buy this stuff. It's high quality. And don't forget, Jesus loves you so much he died for you. And all the honor and glory goes to God. Good night, good pools. God bless.